I thought it might be interesting to explore what I actually do day to day. So today I'm going to show you a bit of the work that I get on with. So this is a report that I'm working on, all the different applications they've got installed, because we want to create a application baseline. For all the customers that I directly manage, we have baseline configuration management, but these machines, people have just had them, they've had admin rights, they've installed all sorts of stuff. So what we need to do is work out for each application, do they need it? What's the business case? And can we get rid of it? So obviously we want to make sure the software is up to date, so everyone's on the same version, but also some of these software I've never ever heard of. I have absolutely no idea what the business case is. So we're going to try and sort it. We're going to sort it into the stuff that absolutely everybody needs, certain departments need, and the stuff that we're going to have to ask individual people why they've got this software. And then there'll be a load of stuff that we can just get rid of. It takes a little time to go through this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first sweep the stuff that I recognise already. Then I'm going to speak to their day-to-day IT team, and then I'm going to speak to their IT director. And over time, we're going to come up with a list, and it'll become a definitive list. And when we build machines, it will be based on this list. This takes a bit of time. Let's have a quick look. So what we've got here is, this is a list of all of the software that's installed on the network on all of their devices. I think there's about 100 machines in total. And what we're doing is we're going to create a baseline. So we're going to look at all the software and go, is this needed? Is it the right software? Is it up to date? So if I know what it is and it's up to date, we make it green. If I'm not sure, need some more advice, we'll make it amber. And if it's definitely something that shouldn't be there, we'll make it red. And as we work through these, what we'll do eventually is we'll come up with a baseline, which is all the software that they have on every machine, and then we come up with a business case for all the other software that they need loaded. And for all of that software, we'll have either an automatic or update process, or we'll have a document which explains how to manually keep it up, which is one of our requirements for Cyber Essentials. I hope that makes sense. So what I'm trying to work on today is trying to move things forward when it comes to getting the IT baseline right. Now, we could just wait until we put in all new machines, but that might take several years. And obviously at the moment, with cybersecurity being as it is, we want to make sure we've controlled those risks as much as we can. Multi-factor authentication. We've gone through all of the users. Most of them have it now enabled, but there's some that don't. So it's a question of, do these people exist? Is it a shared mailbox? Is it an account that was set up for some other purposes? We're going to go through all of the global admins and make sure that we can reduce the permissions on those, because we're trying to lock things down so they're sensible. Now, obviously, in an ideal world, you'd have it all perfect. You inherit stuff that isn't done in the best possible way. So what we want to do is use the best practices to get it to that point. This can take quite a lot of time, so we focus on the biggest risks first, which is obviously the active users that are in the finance department, the management team, and make sure that they've got everything set up properly. And now what I'm doing is I'm creating a password policy. Now, this isn't a great big long deagle mumbo jumbo document. This is a document to help people choose good passwords. What am I working on today? Well, I'm writing a speech, trying to get that finished, trying to learn it off. And the second thing I'm working on is trying to get an understanding of how ChatGPT, the whole AI thing, you can now create your own GPT. So we're creating one. So I'm wondering how it can integrate with the various APIs we use, where I use Zapier. I'm just having to play with that really to get my head around it, because with technology, it's very important that I understand what it can and can't do right now and where that's going. And obviously we know that AI is moving very, very quickly. So time is dedicated to that. I'm also working on the 365 audit that I talked about before. I've got a few bits and bobs to do that. Generally what we're doing today is disabling any user that hasn't logged on for 6 months. There's various reasons these accounts exist. What I'm trying to do is just establish that before we go ahead and get rid of them. And then this afternoon, I've also got another task, which I might be able to do some filming of, which is to work on my marketing. I'm trying to play with the idea of getting ChatGPT to be a chatbot on the website, so people can ask it questions and it can direct them in the right direction, which saves us having to go through this. Obviously, we've got our management portal people can use, but sometimes people end up on the website and they end up ringing us, and that's not the most efficient method, probably for them or for us. So we want to try and maybe simplify that down, and I think AI is going to be able to do that really well eventually. At the moment, it could be very frustrating, but we will be telling people, obviously, it's an AI bot and not a human. Then finally, I'm working on marketing for our architects. We do a lot of work with architects, so I thought it made sense to kind of do some specific marketing for them and try and talk about that kind of feast and famine when it comes to their business cycles and how we can help with that. Because as part of my role as vCIO, I often get to the point where decisions can't be made because there isn't enough budget available. And by planning stuff a year ahead, then we've got stuff ready, so when the budget becomes available, we know exactly what we're doing, what the cost is going to be, and what the business benefits, most importantly, are going to be. Anyway, hope that helps. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.